And it's always the setup. I think you're probably seeing me. It's Coach Manny, and we're live. We are definitely live now. Good to be with you back on our Friday at noon show. I'm excited to be here, and we got a great topic today. Part of our challenge, which is our kind of our group coaching thing, and just to educate you a little bit on we're getting a lot of questions these days on getting the right people in the organization, getting people back. How do we make people work? How do we make all this work? There's just so many people questions. It could be driving us a little crazy at this point, but we're going to be okay, and we're here today to teach you. And as always, remember coachmanny.com. We have everything out there that you can use. We're excited to have you on the show today. And remember, our mission is to get you the information you need to run your company better, faster, more effective. We have our new book, and I think I have it here, although I don't have the final print on it yet. This was the last test print. Make a decision. Will you please? This book, hopefully by the weekend, will be available on Amazon in the printed copy. Now, the Kindle version's been out there for a while, but the print is ready to rock. And if you have any problem making decisions, or you're thinking about making decisions, get a copy of that book. Make a decision, will you please? I'm excited about the book because there's some great stuff in there from many mentors of mine, which will help you tremendously. So let's get started on today's teaching. Hire the right people. Are you hiring the right people? That's one of the questions I always have to ask you. Are you hiring the right people? Or are you just settling for people that are okay? So many times people settle for okay, but don't you really want the right players? Are you looking for people who are going to take your organization to the next level? Or are you just filling in with some warm bodies? That's the question that came up. But today, post-pandemic, I think we're post-pandemic, although I'm not sure in New Jersey at times. But we have seen some different things starting to go on. Some people are just not coming back. And some people we just don't want to bring back. The pandemic has shown us, has opened our eyes to some things within our organization that we may like and we may not like. But the bottom line is it's made us reevaluate. So we have to take a deeper look. And maybe there's some people we're going to replace and things like that. Maybe you've decided, or maybe it's made you, and again, I go back to my decision book because this is a big thing. Maybe it's got you through that hesitation. I don't know what to do. The person that hasn't performed for a long time, are you going to bring them back? Or the person's a superstar and they're hesitant to coming back? All these issues are out there and they're affecting your organization. So, what are we going to do if we've got to bring new people in our organization? What are some of the things that are going to make you better? Because it's all well and good that people are going to make their own decisions. Of course they are. But the question to you is this, very simple. As someone said a long time ago in one of the great books, and I thought it was here because we were talking about this not that long ago, Good to Great said it, you got to get the right people on the bus. So the question is whether it's a bus, a ship, a building, I don't care. Are you getting the right people on there, or are you just getting bodies on there? And let's make sure we get the right people on there. So this week, I want you to take a step back. This is your assignment for this week. You know how I love to give homework, right? One of my great friends and a pastor used to do that in church all the time on Sunday. I got some homework for you. Just some shout out to Morris, a good friend of mine. But I'm going to give you some homework as well. I need you to step back and do an assessment of the team you have and ask yourself a simple question about the people you have. Knowing what I know today about this person and about the position, if I was going to fill this position, if this position was open, would I hire this person? And more so, would they be my first choice for this position? Would they even be a choice? You got to ask yourself those questions, don't you? And I think what you begin to see is what you might not want to see. You got some of the wrong people on your bus, and let's get it fixed up. Because remember, as I was working with a client earlier today, it's all about your team. If you got a great team, and I can tell you historically, I've worked with some super teams over my lifetime, and the team is what makes it happen. When you work for a team, a group of people, and your team is really that good, and they're just fun to work with, and you accomplish so much. So you can have that in your business as well. So what are you going to do to make it happen? What are you going to do to put the right resources in place? So today, I just want to share with you 3 simple keys that you can start with to make that happen. But before we do that, remember, I just want to put out there, this is the book, Make a Decision, Will You Please? I want you to get a copy of this book, especially if you got any kind of hesitation, or if you got somebody in your family or friendship who's hesitating, get them this book. It's about making decisions. Available in paperback by the end of the weekend, and also it's always available on Kindle. CoachManny.com, our website, everything's out there. I just got to get that in there, and now let's go back to the teaching, because that's why we're here, isn't it? We're here to teach. All right, so let me share with you 3 things you can do to get better. All right, number 1, let as many people as you feel comfortable with talk with any candidate you're thinking about hiring. Let them look at the people, let them get a feel, let them do an interview. You know, today I work with companies in helping them develop what I would call, or what I call, a hiring team. And a hiring team is nothing more than, you know, if you have a small company and you only have 4 or 5 people in the whole company, you got to let everybody look at anybody you're going to bring in. Because as I was talking with a doctoral student this week who is really good, or was it last week? I don't remember. Either way, he was telling me about culture and the real importance of culture. And this is culture. So if you have 4 or 5 people, I highly recommend that everyone talk to anyone you're going to hire. And if you have, you know, more than that, you need some kind of subset. I always say at least 2 to 3 people. Look at everyone. Because you know what? You're an entrepreneur. You're great. You're wonderful. But, you know, so many entrepreneurs suck at hiring. I hate to tell you guys and gals out there that, but it's true. You hire people based on, oh, I like that person, or they're good. And you know what? You're a great entrepreneur. You have the vision. You know how to build. You know how to make stuff happen. But doesn't mean you know how to bring the right people in. So get some help. So I always say, build a team of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, up to 6 people. I wouldn't go beyond that, who needs to look at this person. And then what you need to do is, after everyone's looked at them, then you get back together as a team and you say yes or no, and you talk about the person. And unless the decision, now get this, I want you to really pay attention to this. Unless the decision is unanimous, you do not hire. You as the entrepreneur, do not overrule the process, because this is a great way to refine and to get the right players into the process. So unanimous, go forward. Otherwise, no. And it's just a great way to make it happen. Get more people involved and trust their decision. Number 2, I'm sorry, when I'm talking and we're rolling here, and I know we are really rolling here. I have a tendency to lose my voice, so I have some hot tea here. Any just a sidebar for you for a minute. If you're talking, and don't use water, use something hot, coffee, tea, something that heat makes your throat better for talking. Number two, test, test, and I know a lot of people don't like personalities tests. Um, but here's what happens. So many times positions need people who are detail oriented people. And what's the answer when in an interview I asked you, are you a detail oriented person? What's the answer? Oh, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, no problem. I know detail, whether they're telling the truth or not, right? I mean, that's just the bottom line. Oh, yeah, I'm a good detail person. And they're not a lot of times. So, and there's simple tests out there that can tell you this person's not detail oriented or they are. And I tell you, this is really critical for those of you who are out there hiring because the worst thing can happen is you put somebody in a detail oriented job and it doesn't fit them. And what happens now? You go through what I call entrepreneurial frustration, right? Where you this person isn't going to work out and how many weeks, months is it going to take before you get rid of them because it's not the right person. So do yourself a favor, do them a favor as well and do some testing. That's not the only thing you could test for. You can test for some of these personality tests. They're simple, they're word, you pick, usually there are two words, pick one which best describes you. It's simple, but I want to tell you, it works. And I highly recommend that you test. I highly recommend you get everybody involved and that you test. And again, on the test, if you're hiring, and I got burned again not that long ago with somebody, just because you like somebody. And I want to tell you, if you're hiring for a very detail-oriented job and they don't come out high on the detail-oriented scale, do not hire them for that job. It doesn't work. The test does. Number 3, check them out. In this world today, we have a huge array of information resources. You have the whole internet. You have all the social media. You have companies out there who specialize in doing background and research. There is no reason in the world why you should get blindsided. Yet, over and over again, I talk to companies and they get blindsided. And by information they should have been able to find. Here's what I'm recommending for you. Before you interview, you got this name. Go check them out. Now, don't necessarily believe everything you see on the internet. I'm sure there's some bad stuff about me out there. I haven't found it, but and no, don't send it to me, please. But I know it's out there. It's out there on all of us. Don't believe everything you see out on the internet, but there's a lot of good stuff that you can find, and there's a lot of times you can find stuff that's true that is going to help you or hurt you. I walk into an interview with you, and if I find something out there, I'm going to ask you. And I think you need to learn to do that as a leader. I'm going to ask you, hey, when I went out on the internet, I found this out about you. Is this true? And you can watch people's faces, can't you? And you can tell whether they're telling the truth or not. And it's another key way to look at, is this the right person for your organization or not? So please, remember these 3 things. They are so critical. They will help you. Let all your people or a group of people look at somebody you're going to hire, test them, and always do your homework. Today's lesson is in helping you find the right people. We're trying to do a teaching every Friday on something from our coaching process that will help you. So, and if there's some things that, you find in this process that you think you'd like to learn more about, you like to find more, you think this can help your organization uh, to become better, stronger, more super organization, call me up. Let's have a conversation. Right? I love to have a Zoom conversation with people, so don't hesitate. Go out, schedule a 15-minute meeting. You can find it on the website. And please, go out, get a copy. We're trying to push this book over the next month and see if we get it up there to Amazon bestsellers. But I know many of you that I've worked with over the last 10 years have been asking for this book for a long time. So it's here. Make a decision, will you please? And for today's lesson, get out there, hire the right people. All right? And you hire the right people by getting your team involved, by testing, and by doing your homework. This is Coach Manny. Hey, I love being here with you. I hope this helps you. If you only got to see part of it or you don't have time to watch it, it'll be out on the podcast next week. So don't worry. We have a blog article coming out next week with the same information. We try to give it to you in every way possible so that we can help you and your organization grow. Thanks for being here. It's been a blast. I love talking to you. The other thing I want to make you aware of, we are going to start going back to our daily blasts where, 2, 3, 4 times a week we do a 1 to 2 minute first thing in the morning. So we are bringing that back. So watch Facebook and see if you find us. Hey, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. I'm trying to do a live from the shore this weekend. How's that? Hey, take care and get out there and build your organization. Talk to you soon.